Hello, my name is Rachel Collins, and I did my virtual learning project on the different types of animal classifications. So this was my first time using some of the recording features found in PowerPoint, as well as my first time creating a lesson plan in general. And I would say that everything went pretty smoothly when it came to the development of the lesson itself. There were a few things in my lesson that I would like to implement within my future lessons that I create. And one of those is recording directly onto PowerPoint. Being able to re-record on each slide was very helpful while making sure that everything was stated clearly and correctly. And another thing I would like to continue doing is sort of mapping out my lesson ahead of time and using it as a guide to make sure that each part flows smoothly. I also think that reviewing and defining the different words, like I did in the beginning of the lesson, is very important to ensure that students can understand the material better. And then there were a few things that I would like to work on to get more comfortable with. I want to be able to elaborate on a topic more without being scared that I'm going off track. And then I know that that's a component of my teaching style that will come with practice. So I just need to keep working at it. And I also need to become more familiar with the different features on apps that will make creating lessons easier and more efficient for me. And then some things I noticed that my peers implemented in their lessons were the pictures and diagrams that they chose. It wasn't too overwhelming at all, and they seemed to include only informational pictures that didn't become too distracting from the lesson that they were teaching. I also like the idea of including other informational videos that went into greater detail on important topics that they had already stated, because sometimes it can be beneficial to hear something in two different ways because it might be better understood that way. And then the final thing I saw in my peers' videos was a quick review at the end of the lesson to sort of wrap up everything that was just taught. I think that was a great way to end the lesson officially. And then a few things that I learned about virtual learning was the technologies and applications that are constantly changing. So if I need help in any way, I can always turn to the internet for guidance. Another thing that I learned is that it's okay to not feel like an expert while using these technologies, especially if I'm just starting out with all of them. I shouldn't be too hard on myself because with every time that I do create a virtual lesson, I could take that knowledge with me to the next one that I create.